Right. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another night of an incredible awakening America. I'm your host tonight, the Jersey boy, Omar Redmar. Super excited to be here. We are super pumped up because great things are happening and you're being part of history in the making. Where you're going to be introduced to an opportunity that could potentially change your life. You're going to be awakened to a world of possibilities, a different world beyond where you at. You're probably working one, two jobs. You're probably right now, I don't know what your situation may be, but the person who invited you saw something special in you. And you're not here for coincidence. You're here because there's a purpose that has to be fulfilled, and only you can fulfill that purpose. And tonight, we have an incredible lineup of two amazing ladies. I'm not going to be the one sharing the information. These amazing women are the rock stars here tonight, entrepreneurs, moms. They're actually dedicated to the family. But overall, they have found a balance between work life, being a mom, and being an entrepreneur. And so, all the way from the beautiful Canada, we have first up, a first batter, first our lineup, Mrs. Claudia Bojorquez, entrepreneur, mom, incredible dedicated woman to her family, fitness enthusiast, but she's also a nutritionist, very highly educated, and also in a lot of knowledge that she has and wisdom. So Claudia, what's going on, Rockstar? How are you?
I am excited to be here. I'm excited to share what we have for everyone tonight. And boy, I have a couple of stories to tell you about what is happening, Omar. And it's got to do a lot with what we're going to share with our people tonight. And so I'll start with that. I'll tell you what happened, the big thing that happened, and then we can start with our presentation. The reason why I want to present to you what we have tonight is because maybe somebody in your family gets sick and you can't get to them because you can't spend the time, or maybe you're afraid to leave your job because the money, they're not going to pay you, or you have to leave the sick person at home sometimes and then still go and work. I don't have to do that. I can take my phone, go caregive for my brother, and still work from my phone. And so to this week, which was a very emotional week for me, was one of those weeks where I said, I am so thankful that I do what I do because I can just grab a plane, and I couldn't do that before. And I know I need to give this message to someone that is listening to this tonight, because I know whoever is listening to this needs to give for a child, a husband, a wife, a mother, a father, and you can't give those hours because you can't leave the job because you're scared to lose it, or you're just afraid of losing a job. I don't want anybody to ever feel that you are afraid of losing a job, because we have an opportunity for you to create income so that you're not afraid. So that's my message, like my main message for tonight with my story, Omar. And now I'm going to let you walk me through the presentation, but I just wanted to start right there with that.
That's the best way to start, because one of the things we want to bring on here tonight, it's a message of hope. So whether you're right now, anybody out there, you're struggling with one, two jobs, maybe you also got kids, probably struggling to make ends meet, or some people may be thinking, well, money isn't everything. I'm kind of like doing okay, living by, but you don't have any freedom. You don't have the time to enjoy. And you have seen not only the changes, the shift in the economy, the shift in the trends, the shift in business. You come from a corporate world where you had a hectic life. You were incredibly busy. So you have seen pretty much both worlds, right? And I would say the best of both worlds, because you're living the best right now. But you have experienced that traditional working, going home, and doing what you got to do now, having the flexibility of deciding where you can work from, how to earn your living from any part of the world, but also having the power to decide, okay, I can stay with my brother or a relative or anybody who is sick, I don't have to report myself. I don't have to ask for PTO. The only PTO is because now you got your own paid time off because you paid your own stuff. And that's something that I want people to understand tonight, because it's not just about money. But a lot of people say, well, money can't buy happiness. Well, poverty can't even rent it. So let's get there. In that transition, you as a young Gen Xer, just like I am, and everybody on here, we all Gen Xers. I don't care what age you are. Down here tonight, everybody's a Gen Xer. All right. So as that Gen Xer mom and an entrepreneur, what experiences, what insights have you seen and you've earned from your generation, that have shaped you in your approach in this profession? Because it's not just a business, in this profession, that you can tell somebody right now, doesn't matter what profession you are, doctors, which we have a doctor on here tonight. What experiences and insights can you probably share tonight that can give you besides that, what you started with a shotgun right there, that went straight to the chest. Besides that, what insights and experiences can you begin sharing when you saw traditional corp, where you were at, even probably affecting your health, and now having that balance, life, time, money, freedom? What experiences can you share? Let's begin with that.
I love this question. I love this question because that is my target, which is moms and families. So that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have a child. I wanted to have a family. And when I did, I got the child and I had this great job, and I had an awful marriage that I have messed up being in a workaholic in corporate America, trying to climb and trying to steal my boss's job. No, not really. But what I mean, sometimes it's so hard to get to that next level. You want the next level paycheck. You want the next level paycheck. And the only way to get it is you actually step on somebody else's head to break that mirror, that glass mirror, roof mirror. I don't remember how do we call it. And then I actually had to take a decision because I couldn't go up any higher. I was already the manager of this area. And I said, what is my next step? And the next step was I needed to be a national trainer for my company so that the next step could be take my boss's job. And I just didn't want to do that. I was like, first of all, taking the next step so more money. Yay, we all want more money, right? That's what we think. And I said, okay, so I'm in this job. I'm at the top of my game, and now I have a baby. So that's what happened. The baby came. And at that point, I got divorced. And when I got divorced, for those of you that are divorced, both parties lose because it doesn't matter if you separate them. At some point, both parties lose a lot. The split, the thing, a lot of problems when people divorce. But the financial part it hits hard. And so I have a baby. I'm at like 1/4 of my income that I had because my husband was making like three, like the other three parts. And so I said, I can do this. I can earn more money, but it was going to take, I asked, it was a national training job, 150 days of my year so that I could be a national trainer. And I had this baby and I had more money, but now I had to travel 150 days. And I said, that does not add up. I did not have a baby so I could work more. So I want more money, but I don't want to leave my child with my mom all the time. And for those of you moms that are listening to me, or dads, or moms and dads, nothing wrong. Hey, you're a very young grandpa. I love that you are always with your grandchild, but I did not have a baby so that my mom could raise him. I did not have a baby so that I could leave him in a daycare. I did not have a baby so that other people could see those special moments. I had a baby so that I could enjoy every single moment of my life. So I was torn apart. Money, baby, what can I do? And that's when I chose for life. I said, the only way out of this is if I can create my own income and if I can write my own check and if I have not a traditional business, which is what happens. A lot of people say, okay, I'll invest in even people think that real estate is easy. Real estate is not easy. You buy a house, it breaks down and you have to fix it. Oh yeah, no, the rent will pay it. It's not that easy. Homeowners, you know that having a house is not that easy. I'm dealing with something right now in my own house and it's money and the dishwasher and this thing and the other. So if you're renting it, it's still money. But I knew that I had a solution, and it was network marketing. And I knew that if I could prove that mothers could stay at home and work with their children by their side, which is what I have done for 11 years, then the children would excel at what they do. So I feel that my choice of leaving a job of corporate America and not having to climb that ladder gave me what many moms and dads are looking for, which is being there for their child, that next generation.
I love that. I love that. And you touch on something really, really important. See, that time doesn't come back. And no matter what you profession you may have, how much money you could be making, if you're not seeing your kids grow, you can't buy money, can't buy time. It's like, okay, I made millions. I'm gonna go back and buy some time and see my kids grow up again. No, it don't work like that. It doesn't matter how much time or how much money you make. And which brings me into the second question. You being a Gen Xer, some people say, well, all this network marketing, social media stuff, that's like for the young generation. I'm a little more mature, I'm not into that. So that brings me to that. How have you adapted to the evolving business landscape, incorporating new technologies? Because I see you on social media crushing it. We're doing workouts. I mean, you're just doing what has to be done with zero excuses, and you're being able to adapt like at the speed of light. How have you been able to adapt all this and while still staying true to your principles, to being that mom, to being the awesomeness? How have you been able to get that?
It's involving him, right? My son, involving my husband, involving my friends. And so it's easy because we all want to share what is good. And so we all want to share something that we love. And so I love the products that our company represents. So I share them, and it's so easy. I just have to say, wow, I just drank this boost. By the way, I just drank this delicious boost. And that's okay. That's okay. It should comes natural that if I'm drinking or having something that I love, I can share it. I love a healthy lifestyle. When I said, I believe that mothers, we don't take enough care of ourselves. And so we age with pain. We age because we don't, and I said, I want to live to be that mom that can be an example to other moms, because I had my baby when I was older. So I only have one, and I had him at 40. So now he's 11, I'm 50. And I said, my goodness, by the time he's 30, I'm 70. And I said, wow, if I can just create an army of women that take good care of themselves and that can tell others. And I thought, what is the easiest way? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere that people can hear me. I say, you know what? You can live a healthy lifestyle and you can share with others. And if I share with others, people want to know what I'm drinking, what I'm doing. And it's just so easy. And I just speak from my heart. And I say, moms, if you're out there and you're struggling because things are hurting, and it may not be only your body, but your wallet, I have a solution for you. And if it's something with health, I have something. But if it's something that I don't have enough to pay for my kids' classes, I have something for you. And if it's, I don't have enough time because I have 2 jobs, then we have something for you. And I wanted to spread that message. And I do still, by the way, I'm starting to plan Friday parties at my house, and I'm very excited. I'm going to have the next one in 2 weeks. And so I want to call out to people, and I want to call out to people in my town because I have something good to share. And so it's just about that. But then that's a slow part. That's like you said, it's for the older generation, and it's okay. We can go slow, but we can also go fast. And fast is social media. Now, thanks to you and Cindy and the many people that are training us on creating faster highways to get to people. I do want to say, Omar, that Training Tuesday was amazing. So thank you so much, because there's just so many ways to get to people faster, because I have a message. And you know what? I get paid to tell this message to people.
We have a miracle in our mouth, which brings us to that slide. Jennifer, if you can share it again, we have a winning option. This is why you can either go, as you said, because people think you just have to go in a traditional way. I'm older, I don't know social media, but this opportunity makes us be part of a globalization where you can contact somebody in Europe, in Asia, in Kenya. You guys have meetings with people in Kenya, and it allows us to have that rentability. What is a rentability? Well, let's say you have the money to buy 100 apartment complex. That's going to give you a rentability that's going to turn into a huge residual income, and it's going to come month after month because people have to pay their rent. Well, guess what? People nowadays more than ever have are awakening to the reality of, I got to take care of myself. I got to take care of my temple. You know what I mean? I want to last longer, live better, and feel good at the same time. But it also brings us into what you were mentioning. We are part of this unique community. This right here, this is amazing. How has that impacted your life, knowing that you're busy over there being a mom in Canada, you got meetings during the day, but sometimes you have a meeting and you might not be able to make it, but you connect somebody to your meetings. How confident you feel connecting somebody to our meetings in this community, knowing that the system and the team literally works for you?
I know that I can go to bed tonight and know that somebody else is supporting my people and my business around the world. And this is one of the things why I chose the company that we have been speaking about, which is For Life. We haven't shared that with you yet, so I'll share it now. Because one of the things I said is I want to make sure that I choose a company that it's globalized, that I can, I was already in a company when I was in the corporate job that could only work within Canada. So anything that we did was just with Canada. So that means with the economy and the way that it is, I could only count on what happened to Canada. And so with our system, I'm globalized, like you said, and I don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's a system. They give me a website. They give me an app. I have 100 countries, 26 that already have, buildings, but I have presence in 100 countries where I can talk about the same thing over and over. I love talking, as you guys can already notice. And so all I need is my cell phone. It already has a CRM completely included, everything already included in my business, and everything for under $300. So here's the thing: creating a restaurant, creating anything, and even just building stuff for yourself. Like every day I'm getting messages, would you like me to build this for you or do this for you? And I'm like, my company already does that all for me. And all I have to do is invest in myself or in my family, those 300, because by the way, the money is actually already going into something that I love and I'm passionate about. So how cool is that, Omar? I just don't know how benefit versus risk in this scenario plays better in any other job, business, or situation, because for me there's nothing better than network marketing.
Absolutely. And for somebody who might be here tonight for the first time, you might be saying, wow, 300. Listen, you're having a global business. The company takes care of the website, which is 500. You don't have to put. They take care of your e-commerce virtual store. That's an extra 1,000. They take care of the CRM that's in the app. That's an extra like 12, 15,000. You don't need to invest to have. Oh, and by the way, you don't need to go and buy a stock of inventory. You're going to invest in yourself. You're not having a warehouse. You're not having a bunch of, you don't have a nutrition center anywhere where you have to go crazy buying a stock of products. You have a virtual store, online store that connects you, like Claudia said, to 100 plus countries. Now, that being said, in an era where, okay, you're a Gen Xer, so am I, we need to adapt. Can you share like a story like that? Can you share a story of challenge that you might have faced that kind of like turned into an opportunity of growth where you felt like, okay, I'm stuck with this. This is like, if somebody on here might be here tonight, be like, I've never heard of e-commerce. I don't know how to spell that, how to eat that with, but I would like to give it a try. This is going to be a challenge. And you probably felt that shift from traditional corp to bumping into completely new. What was that challenge? What was that? What can you tell me, that story that just shifted everything? And you said, I can literally go blindfolded, but I'm going to do this. I'm scared. It scares the heck out of me, but I'm going to do this.
It's very interesting that you asked me that. I'm choking because I'm laughing at this, because it actually took me many years to make the decision to jump from traditional linear income, which is get paid for what you do, to residual income, which is get paid for planting and take from the fruit that you will plant. And so I always remember that one of my best friends, who was already into network marketing way before me, kept saying, you have an employee mentality, and this is what you need to erase. And so that was the biggest thing, because I went from, oh my gosh, I have a paycheck, I need this, and it's so important to receive this paycheck every month and every week, to now evolving into having a business on my phone. When you said e-commerce, I didn't even understand that concept 10 years ago the way I have it now, which is like, I have 125 products in stock that I do not pay for or pay for stocking fees or anything. I can talk through my phone, which I already use anyway for so many things, and I can actually make money while I sleep. So let's talk about that planting process. I know that this is why I chose the bamboo. Lately, I've been just choosing this background. It takes sometimes a little bit of time to see the bamboo come out, but you know what? Because it's strengthening those roots. And when the bamboo comes out, it's about 6 years after you've planted. Wow, it's just one of the strongest plants. They just do so much with it. And so what happens is that sometimes, and that's, we prefer to see that paycheck to paycheck, and then we realize that at the end of the month, it wasn't enough. And then at the end of the year, it wasn't enough. We didn't do the trips we wanted. We didn't buy the house we wanted. We didn't get the car we wanted. We had to kind of like shorten our dreams. And I want everybody to dream bigger than they can ever dream before, because that's what happens. We need to break from that employee mentality and say, I can do this. And that's kind of what happened to me, because finally I said one day, I can't keep just being comfortable with this check that still is not enough for the things that I dream and that I want to give my child and that I want to give to others. I wanted to give more to my church. I wanted to create income for somebody that needed it back in Colombia, and I couldn't. And so that's when I said, it's really isn't about just my income, but I need to help others. And when I help others create income, then I create my own. And the break from that moment of, I need to release the paycheck, and I wrote my letter of resignation, and I said, I'm jumping without a parachute, but I have to quit this job because it's just making me a slave of the system. And so that was the breakthrough, Omar, it wasn't easy, but I knew that I could fall, like you said, into a team that was going to support me, a company that was solid. And I studied everything, planned everything, worked, and I said, I'm ready to go.
That's powerful. That's powerful. And I love that you mentioned that. We're going to come back to that really quick. But one thing that a lot of people miss out, and there's a saying, and I know Rosanna, who's going to be on here in a few seconds, she probably heard this in a network marketing event in Orlando a few years ago. And I heard this from one of the speakers. He's actually in charge of. He said, you have to think sometimes, who else loses if you don't win? So you don't want, we got to stop just thinking about ourselves, but think about those around us. Like you said, you want to send money to Colombia. Me, I like sending money to Puerto Rico or to my family, to my mom in Connecticut. I like to give extra. My wife tells me sometimes, like, you be too stuffy sometimes, but I'm just like that, and I've been like, because I had, we lacked so much when I was young and I was little, that I want to give more. I don't want other people to go necessarily what I went through. Like, I know what it is to, 5 of us eating off 1 pound of bread. And back then we call it jamon picado. I don't know if you would know what it is. A little bit of, ham in there from a can, and that's it, and make it through. So I know what lacking was. And I felt that, and I don't want others to probably go through that situation. Now, we're going to come back to you very quick, but I also know, because this company has one of the biggest discoveries in prevention science, it's what makes this company one of the most advanced right now, especially in today's world where it's so needed to have a quality product, but not just anything. They have one of the biggest discoveries. This is why it makes it so unique. This company holds the patents for something that's called transfer factors. A molecule, I don't know nothing about science. I'm not a doctor, but it's a molecule that educates one of, if not the most important system in our body, which is our immune system. And this has the ability to train it, to give it intelligence and knowledge. But I am not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but we have an incredible total rock star all the way from New Hampshire who's going to give us tonight this part of information, but a testimonial. What are these products and the experience they've had? Please help me welcome to this virtual stage, Mrs. Oh, she's a gastroenterologist, Mrs. Rosanna Holt. What's up, rock star?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Omar. I'm just having so much fun over here. I love to be with you guys. Before I say anything, welcome everybody. If it's the first time that you are over here, you are in the best place and the best place ever. So open your eyes, your ears, your heart, because what you are listening today is everyday needs for every one of us and everybody around the world. Before, I want to say thank you, every one of you. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Claudia. You guys have been so welcome me so much in this group. I have been learning from every one of them. I just say the three names right now, but everyone who speaks over here, who shares over here, I have been learning forever from you guys, even when you don't know. So I have to big shout out every one of you and say thank you so much, because my life has been just enriching and growing with you guys. So thank you so much, Omar. It's to me an honor to be here with you today, sharing what we love to do. Like Claudia says, it's so amazing. And the way that Claudia shares her love, you can see her passion. You too, Omar. And it's exactly what we become over here for so many years, going to college, with one mind, thinking, yes, I want to become a doctor, I want to help people. But it's such a difference in the way that we help over there than the way that we help over here. Because the school teaches to help in one way, but when we come over here and we see that we can have no limitation to help people, this is like oh gosh, you give me power over here. And that's exactly what I say. Like I went to school, I went to college for so many years, and they mentioned the word transfer factor. There was a molecule. This molecule was in mom's breast milk. It's all what I know. This molecule is a giant molecule. We give it to the babies clean their bowels and they get knowledge, but we didn't know anything else. We just knew they get a little bit of knowledge from mom's immune system. But we know we have a baby that doesn't know, his body doesn't know too much. Their body is not grown up yet. So it's a good thing. But most of the people think that molecule in the colostrum is just to clean up the baby's bowel. What a huge difference when you get over here. And this company, which is a research company, which has been investigating for years, 26 years almost, and no, give us back this molecule. It said, no, wait a minute. You have over here the goodness. You have over here what God gave us to protect our body. We are over here in this world and we are not alone. And what I love more, because in this business, you are not only taking care for your immune system when you are not alone anymore, but you also have a huge team over here that you are outside, inside, you are not alone. This is the beautiful thing that I cannot even say thank enough to God for bringing me to this world. Because even when I didn't know that I was looking for this community, I was looking for that molecule. So I find both. I find the community and I find the molecule. So I'm so happy.
Glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And that's what is part of it. And from your perspective as a doctor, sometimes because the traditional education system, traditional way of going it, many doctors don't get educated on this. You, as a GI, you have dug in deeply into this, but you also have an experience with the product. Can you give us what's your experience with this? How can this help people besides just the regular just taking it? And why is it so important for you? What do you see beyond that? Sometimes, even if doctors may know, they might silence it because they need their pharmaceuticals to go in and not have you say bye bye. I probably won't come back in a year, if it's for a checkup. So, what's your experience with this, and can you give us a testimonial of your personal experience with the products?
Thank you, Mar. Yes, it is. That you just say about our colleges, it is true. It is so sad because it's the way that we learn in the school. It's the way they teach us. It's the way that we are like horses just looking like this. And it's very sad because even in that world, we can see that something is missing. The something is missing, and we cannot find the answer many times. So coming to this, I mean, to me was a bless. I have been choosing to be over here, like Claudia said. Now we want to bring the world, and that way everybody is part of this gift. And yes, I have experience, and it's like we have so many testimonies, good testimonies about how people have been healing, how people have been getting better. And I just love it because I have so many testimonies. I cannot say it all, but I can tell you one thing, starting from my husband, who is a GI situation, starting from inflammation. And so he has bowel obstruction. So he has been, for the time they have been over here, just trying to guide him. Of course, men don't like to be careful what they eat, what they do, but he has been healing so well. And including now that we have the challenge from the company, which I have been doing the challenge. So he's kind of doing the challenge with me. He lost already 20 pounds. Can you believe 20 pounds? And that was more inflammation than anything else. And it's just basic in what we do, just eating the right way. So I wish I could have 20 pounds less, but no, not me. I have 6 pounds left. He said 20. He should be in the challenge, no? So, but I have a good testimony, and it's in my family too. I have a cousin who has 2 daughters, and they were in between 23, 25. One day she called me crying, I need to talk to you. Okay, tell me. She says, well, my daughter, I just find out, she didn't want to tell me, but she has been diagnosed with cell changes in her cervix at that age, that younger. So she says, and the reason what I'm calling you is because my mom went last night knocking my door, and she says, I have the answer. Rosanna can help us. So they know, and they use once in a while the supplements, but the grandma says she can help us. So my cousin called me and says, I need to talk to you. I go, no, I want to talk to the girl because I want to make sure that she understands what was the need for her. I went there and spoke to her. She will agree to use the supplements. So we put it in the supplements. I use Transfer Factor Plus, and I use Riovita with her. Transfer Factor Plus, I know the bottle says 2 capsules a day, but we as a doctor, in our experience, we know when someone is already with some changes or affection, but we increase the amount and it's perfectly fine. So that's what I did with her. The 3 month, she went back to the doctor and he checked up again. He says, it must be something wrong in the last test because we see very low grade cells here, but we're gonna continue with you, watching you, and you're gonna come here in 6 months. So the girl went there back, and she was lowering the number. So she was like a year or year and a half when she was already clear, and she didn't have any more changes in herself. And only that, she has her baby. That was one of the thing that she want to have, her kid. So now she has the baby. But there is a testimony also with her mom. One day she called me, she says, my mom found she has a lump in her breast. So I go like, oh my gosh, her mom is like almost 90 years old, right? She looks great. And so I went there, and when I touched her, I could feel the lump that she has in her breast. But it was painful. So that's what gave me a good idea that probably wouldn't be a cancer, but could be a cyst or something like that. So I go, what's the matter? What happened with your appointment? No, they don't have a space for me. I have to wait. I go, oh my gosh. So we did the same. We put in the supplements, and they did it really, really, and exactly in the same way. Transfer Factor Plus, Rio Vida to her. And this time, I think I used also the Belly B. And so by the time she has her appointment, she didn't have anything. They couldn't find anything. Can you believe it? So, I mean, we believe it because we have seen everything over here. But now I want to give you my testimony. And this testimony, my personal testimony, this is very, very important for me, because one of the things they teach us in the school is you are perfect. Doctors never want to say, I'm suffering for this. I have this, I have that. They don't say. And they make us look like we are perfect. We are not. We are as a human like everybody else. So I got my divorce when my daughter was like 3 years old. She's already in 40, close to 40. So I'm 63. This is the point I had to set my age. I'm 63. So I always was healthy, but and we know that we always go for checkup and this and that. But 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, I went to see my regular test to the OBG doctor. And she goes like, well, today we're going to do a deeper test on you, because a long time ago, we didn't used to do that, but now we're going to do it. You're fine to me. She did a test, and she called me at home, and she says, we need to do another test on you now. Why? Well, you have HPV virus. Just imagine my age getting that diagnosis. To me, it was like the first thing that I say, I cannot believe it, how that happened. So I was single most of my life, and women, you guys know, we get the best guy in the world. We try to make everything works. Don't work. So I spent most of my years single. So finally, 20 years ago, 22 years ago, I got married, happily married. But when I hear that, I was like, this is not happening to me. But I knew that I have what I need. I knew it. The only thing that I did was increase the supplement. And I give it the supplement to the transfer factor, VLB, Rio Vida, glutamina prime. I did it. When they sent me the appointment a year later, I said, no, I'm going to wait, because that's going to be negative. So I wait 6 months. She sent me 2 letters, 3 letters. The third letter, I go, I'm going now. She did the test. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. So I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I seriously believe that we have what it can change people's life, health life, family life. This is just unbelievable. We cannot stop talking about what we have. This is the best gift that God gave us to us. He didn't let us alone over here.
Powerful. Oh my God. Give it up for her. Give her a virtual applause, round of applause. That was amazing. Guys, full disclaimer, I said we were all Gen Xers on here. I didn't know Rosanna's age, mind you, but look at that. She looks like we went to school together. You know what I mean? Like, yes. So we all want your genes, Rosanna, first off. Second, I just saw around there in the chat, we're gonna take you on a training for a GI training. You have incredible information to share with us. So that was very powerful. Guys, if you're here for the first time, I would highly suggest get with the person who invited you to give you more information about the products. Full disclaimer, these products don't cure anything. They help your body fight anything that comes into you that invades you in the wrong way, right? So they're science-backed. They have a lot of research, as she was saying. Rosana, you're awesome. And this is the first time I actually hear her flowing with English. She was kind of shy at the beginning. Guys, let's give it up for her. She is an incredible, like, what? I was like, whoa. Thank you for that. So now we're going to go back because we're closing the night, and I want to close the night with taking you back to your dreams, taking you back to what you really came here for, or not just really, because you came here either for time, for money, or for health. So I don't know what you're here on here tonight, but now we're going to close it with a bang, because I'm going to ask Mrs. Claudia Bojorquez to step again back on here on this virtual stage, and we're going to wrap it up with a gold lock here tonight. All right. So before we continue, there's on here anybody who needs to get more information, how to get started, how do you make the money, how do we do this? It's very simple. You connect to the company, you take care of yourself, and you share with others. There's many ways. We have different game plans designed for everybody's needs and every specific way of however you want to go about it. But I want to ask Mrs. Claudia Bojorquez, who is also a Gen Xer like all of us are here tonight. Before we close it, how would you approach this collaboration of and building strong professional relationships when it comes to cross-generational dynamics? You see, we have younger people like Betty and Cindy and Elias. Then you got like the older, younger, that's me. Then you got the younger girls like you. You know, we have people from all ages on here tonight and from everywhere, from all walks of life. How do you approach that collaboration when it comes to building strong professional relationships? And you compare it with the crabs in a bucket in your corp world back then with now. What can you tell somebody who's on here tonight saying, I don't know, man, is this real? Are they going to really teach me how to do this?
Omar, we all as humans have the same need, and it's the need to be able to fulfill our dreams. So if we are 11, who my child is right beside me, and he already is, I tell him, hey, buddy, you can do coding, creating an app. You can, just teach other kids how to play piano because you play piano. He wants a better iPad. The 20-year-olds, they want to have money for an apartment. The 30-year-olds, they want money for their new babies that are coming. The 40-year-olds, they want a second house or a second car or trips around the world. Well, those we kind of all want. The 50-year-olds, they want to retire, not work anymore. At the end of the game, there's one thing here. We all want balance in our life, and balance with time, health, and money is the common denominator. So I learned from the young generation, and the young generation learns from me. Doesn't matter. See, the thing is, we are all here as a community, and we're planting a garden. I plant my seed, and I'm strong at some things, and the younger generation, they're planting their seed, And I always like to call it like that community garden. At the end, we're all going to reap. And I'm going to eat from your cucumbers and you're going to eat from my tomatoes. And so whatever we all put in, we're all going to harvest and we're all going to benefit. And so if we play the tribal, which I know you're very big into this, if we all play our tribal card, which is I will just do the best that I can to commit to this team that I give it. And when you give your best, no matter what age you are, we are all here with our strengths, and whatever you consider weakness is not actually a weakness. It's just that somebody else's strength. And when we all put it together, man, we're all going to reap from each other in this company with the comp plan that we have. Get to the person that actually invited you so that they can explain a little bit more. But this was one of the things that appealed to me. We all learn, but we all earn from each other, no matter in which part of the world we are, which line we're in, who signed us up, we all earn. So I earn from every single person that I teach something to. And so that is very valuable, Omar. It doesn't matter. We're all here. We're all here to do the same thing, to give ourselves a better life.
I love that. And that's one of the things that stood out for me as well. There's no selfish in here. There's just everybody wants you to succeed, and everybody else. Your success is important to me. Everybody else's success is important to me. And when I see the support that people lift you up, like last year, I don't know if you guys remember, I was about to throw in the towel when Jennifer said, "You ain't got no towel." So no, get your back up and let's do this. And I love this. This is why a community is so important. A tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? This is why it's so important. The community, the tribe, the team, the people. Look at this. We got doctors, GI like Rosana. We have an incredible ex-corp nutritionist, Claudia. We have people from all walks of life. We have even people who are going to go for for justice. And they ended up as a networker, like Jennifer over there in Florida. She was going to be part of the justice system, but now she's bringing justice and bringing freedom to people. Think about that. So I don't know if you're on here thinking about what's going to happen the next 5 years. I can only tell you this. Nobody is going to come to save you. No government, no party, no politician. Nobody is going to save you and your family. What you have experienced today are the results of decisions you made 5 years ago. Your life, the outcome of your life now depends on the decisions you make here, now, and tonight.